You're listening to Melissa Gorga on Display with me, Melissa Gorga, on Podcast One.
On display.
Woo! You're good at that one. On display. I love it. All right, guys, I am very excited for my next guest. Okay. She is the CEO and founder of a huge digital media company, Betches. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Aleen Dreksler. What's up, honey?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
First
of all, I'm starstruck right now.
You are?
Yes, you were the Melissa Gorga.
I love that. Thank you.
Huge Jersey fan, just general Bravo fan, but this is big.
Do you watch the show?
Oh, yeah.
You do? Okay. Well, I have a lot of questions. We're going to get into the show in a little bit then, because I wasn't sure if you watched or not. And I want to get, some opinions.
From the beginning.
All right, good. We got to get some housewives opinions. You are a New Yorker.
Yes.
Okay. So you're out here living, you're a CEO, women founded business over here.
Yes.
Pretty amazing. I love all the support you do for that and how you're so big on just women in business. I actually love that. And you've literally made a whole company doing this.
Yeah. So we started Betches 11 years ago now. Could you believe it? It was not supposed to be a business. It was me and my two co-founders, Sammy and Jordana. We've been friends since elementary school. Like I met Jordana in sixth grade homeroom class.
So funny. That's how the best relationships happen.
And Sammy lived around the corner from me. We were on the same bus. So we've known each other forever, and we went to college together. We didn't branch out really much. And we started Betches without the intention of starting a business. And it was really just this anonymous satirical commentary of women, ourselves included. We were sort of making fun of ourselves. And we didn't realize we were talking about the female millennial behaviors on the whole. And it became pretty viral. It was at the time social media was just Instagram wasn't even popular then. In fact, they launched it in 2010, I think.
Well, that's what it is. I think you got in there in the beginning. And so a lot of times when it's funny, I started Housewives 11 years ago also, really? Which is kind of funny, but it sounds like you got in there in the beginning when all of this just really started happening, and social media and the bloggers and just people giving us their opinions, through Instagram and blogs and social media. And then you guys got in there one of the beginning ones, and now it's huge.
Yeah. It was at a time when things went viral naturally, and it wasn't because of algorithms. So it was because people were really sharing on Facebook. It was at the time when Facebook was just a timeline. Do you remember that?
Right. You just post your kid's birthday. You post when you got a new purse, you post the sunset.
Yeah.
But then people started getting very opinionated. There was the Perez Hiltons out there that started to give us his opinion. Can you remember? I remember that because I used to go to his website all the time to be what is he saying about me today? Literally all the time.
Oh, right. Because you were on Housewives 11 years ago. Wow.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. To me, you want to hear something funny? Back in the day when I first started this show, he was a celebrity to me. I remember going to a couple OK Mag events or something. And he was there. I was like, oh, that's that guy that writes all that stuff on the internet. I need to speak to him.
Circles things.
Yes. And does that whole thing and is very dramatic. That was a whole thing for me. So you guys also do, obviously you have a whole brand of female content, right? Yeah. You have tons of experience with that right now. Yes. You are a true entrepreneur because there's many different branches of this as well. You have a lot of stuff going on. There's a bunch of different podcasts as well, correct?
Yeah. So when we launched it, it was just a blog. And then when Instagram became popular, we launched like you said, timing is extremely important with entrepreneurship and success. And so we were like, oh, what's this platform? I think that people are going to be on it. And because we're pretty squarely millennials, we were kind of going by our intuition at the time because we were going by our own observations. And so we started Instagram, and that's how we kind of blew up. And from there, we launched our first podcast. We launched our e-com shop. And then as we got bigger and we went with people's interests, and our audience kept growing up with us. So like, we have a lot of our audience are people who've known us since 2011. So they've just grown up with us. And back then we were kind of talking about college and drinking and stuff like that, because that's what we were talking about. But now
I think millennials are so interesting. I really do. And I feel like everyone does. And I'm on the border, to be honest. Like year, I'm like 1 or 2 years off.
You are.
And so I am. So like, I listen to it and I can really relate. Like, I can be so old school, but I can also roll with a millennial all day long, because I feel like I have both in me.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, the people who are a little bit older than the millennials out there, they're so interested in your way of thinking, because a millennial, I feel like, thinks more for themselves. So it's about, it's more about like self awareness. It's about putting yourself first. It's about speaking your mind. It's about, you know, where before we would hold a lot in, even a millennial, as far as I would say, like a child would go, raising a child, I feel like is going to raise a child differently. You're going to put your needs first. You're going to go to work. You're going to figure out babysitters. You're going to do what you have to do.
Right.
Where we would be like, that's so selfish.
Right.
You know,
right.
So there's a lot of, and I know you have a whole podcast, just with moms, right? As well.
Right. That's what I was going to say, is that like, now we've grown up so much with our audience, but we just launched a podcast for our younger audience called Bad Vibes. That's actually out today. Okay. But we also have our Betches Moms podcast. So like, really, we have content that ranges for all of our fans' interests, life stages, everything. So we've definitely grown so much and have become this big digital media company.
Huge.
Yeah.
Were there any like major bumps in the road when you guys were doing this? Did you guys hit any bumps where you were like, wow, this is just crazy, it's not going to work? Or did it just keep growing for you?
I mean, a billion bumps. Like we've never raised any capital. Like, we still own our business 100%. And with that came like learning, like, and also the three of us never went to business school. I was pre-med. Like, I was about going to apply to med school.
Smarty pants. I love it.
But at the same time, we never had any like, you know, classical business training. So a lot was just like figuring it out as we went and going with our intuition. And that allowed us to take like some calculated risks. But at the same time, there were lots of bumps. Like, we launched our e-com shop before the one that you see now, and it did not work. Like, and we didn't do it the right way. We trusted a group or a company to kind of do it for us. And we're like, yeah, we'll promote, you know, but then it didn't work because we didn't believe in it. So right. I was like, okay, that didn't work. I think it's going to work when we kind of put our creativity and our, like what we would wear.
You are right.
Exactly.
Right.
We put our brand behind it, our voice. And whenever we do that, it definitely shows, and in the content or the products that we make. And now we have this great e-com business that came from learning from previous mistakes. So definitely lots of bumps.
And it grew, and it's huge. I mean, being that you guys were all really great friends, were there a lot of disagreements between you guys? Like, during this time, does anyone ever want to go left while the other one's going right, and just like not agreeing on things, trying to build this company together?
I mean, of course, like, I would never pretend like things were always in agreement. But the thing is, because we've known each other for so long, we're able to be really honest with each other and have like a real discussion, and nobody takes anything that personally. And if they do, we talk it out. Like, we're not going to not be friends. We're not going to not keep going. Like, at this point, we're definitely a family. Like, that we have a sisterly bond at this point. And you know, that's like,
I get it from another whole aspect. Sometimes we don't bond as well as y'all do.
But yeah, we there's no choice for us. Like, this is our business. We all have the same goal at the end of the day. So of course there's disagreements, but we work through it, and it's our bond that kind of keeps us together.
I mean, you guys have really great merch. You really do. You have so many cute things, so much cute swag. I mean, is that like a collaboration of a few people or like the team, or do you have one person just running all of that? Like, how do you guys handle that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I talk about me and my two founders, but we have like a team of 40 people. Our company is, we have one of the best, some of the most creative employees ever. And, I met, I don't know. I think he's Betches by Bravo or Bravo Dylan,
by
yes.
Dylan.
Yes.
Love him.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think of Bravo by Betches? Or Betches?
I follow.
Oh, good.
And they just posted something, I want to say yesterday or the day before. First of all, they posted something about like, I think it might've been Dylan, or he was reposting someone just like, y'all are embarrassing if you have hate for Melissa, or like something. I don't know
like
what
that
it
one.
was. I was like, oh, good one. That was a good one. I agree with it. It was just the way they wrote it. I just think they're snarky and good. And I love Dylan. I think he's awesome. And a lot of the Bravo, it's so crazy. I talk about this all the time. The Bravo fans are intense. We obviously have like, they're in it. They are in it more than I would say any other network there is out there. Bravo is in it. You can probably put more merchandise from Bravo on your site than any other network. You know what I'm saying? Like the Housewives, we just come out with all of these same
I'm obsessed.
Words.
I love it.
What's your favorite franchise?
No, you can't do that to me.
No, it's okay. You don't have to say.
No, I'm saying
Jersey.
it's too hard to choose. Everybody,
you don't have like a favorite? Like, no, are you Beverly Hills girl?
I have an emotional connection to each one for different reasons.
Okay,
like I love New York because I'm from New York, and I like that the Housewives are really like you don't feel like there's something going on behind the scenes that they're just like all protecting each other or not saying. Right. They really let it out there. Same with Jersey. I feel like you guys just don't. I mean, maybe there's some stuff behind the scenes, but you guys are willing to call each other out. I think.
I would say that's about right. I feel like with us, sometimes it's hard too, because there's a family aspect. So we would say more, but like, we don't really feel like ruining Christmas. So we're just going to like not say it. So we do run into that problem as well. I do. I know that I do, if I'm being completely honest, because there's a lot of things that I just want to say. And I'm like my brain goes like, is it worth it? Like, do you need to say that? Like, let's pick and choose our battles here. Where if I was just dealing with people who were not my in-laws or my nieces or whatever, I might be like, listen, honey, like, do you know what I mean? And I know I would. But you think twice sometimes for me, and I'm sure Teresa could say the same, like when it comes to family, because there's a bigger picture at the end of the day. And it's like a bigger issue when we protect it. Yeah. Definitely. You want to protect the fam a little bit, of course. I mean, obviously we've all put enough out there, but there needs to be some type of protection to our family as well.
Right. Especially as all the kids get older. It's different now.
Oh my God. Completely because of that, because they are into it now. Like everything that is going on, which I'm surprised. My kids were not my boys yet. I'll still say that the boys are not. But Antonia definitely is reading. She is definitely on Instagram. She is definitely catching some clips. And it's funny because to see her as like a 4-year-old watching these clips, right? And to see her, which she would just come in and out like, look at my dress. It's so pretty. And then she would walk out of the room, and seeing her now as like a small, woman. It's crazy because I see her look at the TV sideways, and I see that she has an opinion, and I'm like, wow, it's like a different ball game when your child's actually like watching you and understanding what people are saying. And I feel like she has a lot of opinions, but she's very good at knowing her place and like keeping her mouth shut and knowing like, when she should speak up and when she shouldn't. But that part is like the family aspect is super intense for us, obviously.
Right. But that's what makes you guys unique.
Well, that's why we're the Jersey show. We're the family show. Like Beverly Hills has like the over the top glam and like everything, just everything over the top. I mean, even the lawsuits, like everything is just
the recent legal. Well, I mean, there's legal drama across the board. I think.
Yes. Are you watching Salt Lake City?
Yes, of course.
Do you love this? What are your thoughts?
I have mixed feelings about Salt Lake City. It's just that there's too much going on that it's hard for me to like figure out who I'm supposed to like and what's actually going on, and what do you watch it?
So I hate to admit, but like I would say that's the one that I watch the least, but I feel like I know a lot about it from Instagram, which is crazy. Like I know about this Mary lady and the church scandal and like the whole thing. Like I know what's going on. I know the one got arrested, but like I have to say I'm not the girl who like tunes in every week for Salt Lake City. I feel horrible saying that, but I don't have time for all of them. No, I have to get to it slowly.
There's a lot of hours to be watched, but I just don't really understand how they're friends in real life. So that's the challenge I have. And then there's these alliances that don't make sense to me. So to me, that show has a lot going on behind the scenes that they're not saying. And I just want somebody to say it.
Okay. So my girlfriend watches it and that is exactly what she said. She feels like there's stuff we don't know here. Like we don't know everything. So I feel like that's probably the opinion across the board.
Right.
So with that, you've been watching Jersey forever as well?
Forever. I love it so much.
What were your thoughts when like Joe and I jumped in and it was like crazy, like family time? Give me some thoughts on Jersey. Tell me what you thought about Margaret when Margaret jumped in. Like, what do you feel about all the girls?
Jumped in, like came on the cat.
Yeah, just like came on the show because you said you've been watching for a long time, right? So like, give me some thoughts on some people. And you can be honest. This is like an honest podcast. I'm honest over here.
I mean, it is interesting to see like how dynamics change with new cast members. I still think back to the days of like Kathy and all of the fights with that and Carol, like all of you guys together, like that felt so intense.
It did. It was so stressful.
Is that really stressful?
Yes.
Like, like Teresa calling you out for being, I'm not going to say it, but like your past jobs or
a stripper, a stripper. No, I was not a stripper.
I know you weren't. That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Wait, are you one of the ones who don't know the truth?
I'm saying,
and if I were, I don't want to say it to all my stripper ladies out there. That
I'm
it's
just
fine.
Saying that's what something she wanted to like create, like this fake stuff,
and it worked, and that worked. It was like
Kim D, and like also seeing how that pans out, and then like watching now and Teresa trying to make sense of it all, like and sort of being a little bit hypocritical. A little bit
hypocritical.
Towards
the hypocrisy on our show is it's crazy sometimes
because fans don't forget. Like you don't remember like the iconic scenes and how mad Teresa was when Kim D was calling her out for like and then she does the rumor, and then when Dolores recently in this last episode was like, it might not make sense to everybody, but in Teresa's head, it's logical. And I was like, that is the definition of what goes on Jersey.
That is so funny. No, you're actually exactly right. But it's funny. I love to try to get like sometimes like outside. I'm curious about outside like viewers and what they think and the whole thing. Either way, you have some awesome Real Housewives of New Jersey. I know you have like a wine glass on your site, right?
Yes.
That says, we have throws husband in the pool, and
I loved that. That was iconic. Marge,
Joe Gorga. I know I shouldn't brag about this at all, but Joe's the one who was like, "You need to do that, Margaret," and she did it. Okay, and so then when it was over, he was like, "I told you to do that," and now everyone just quotes you all day.
That's amazing. So we just have to give props.
I don't know if I've ever said that before. But there's that.
So it was Joe's idea.
It was totally Joe's idea. He was talking her into it for like 20 minutes with his mic down. He's like, throw him in the pool.
Do you guys do that? Like, I want some insider scoop. Do you guys like tell each other like what they should do for drama?
No, because we'll get called out on it. Did you see when Teresa got called out for telling Danielle Stubb to pull Margaret's hair, and then that came back and like bit her in the ass? So you can't do that. They catch everything.
She just wasn't subtle about it though.
Yes. Like we can't tell anybody anything. We have no editing rights. We have nothing. Like we literally go in with who we are, what we need to say, speak our truth. And that's if you say something dumb, it's going. Like whatever you say can and will be held against you. That's just how it goes.
I loved when you like threw the cheese. Was that last season? When you like just you lost it. You were like, I
didn't know what to do.
Season after season, and now I'm just gonna throw this plate of cheese. But then you picked it up, and I was like, "That's so sweet."
I was like, I tried so hard to be an asshole. I tried, you know. I threw, but then I look at it, I'm like, I'm at somebody's house. Like this is so rude. The cheese is everywhere. I just wasted a good amount of cheese here.
Good charcuterie.
Yes, yes. It could be tough to experience the joy of finding the perfect present when all your guy asks for is, I don't know, some shirts. I hear that from Joe all the time. Cutz designs premium apparel for men that are hard to shop for. They made a name for themselves with their simple approach to design. No loud, obnoxious logos on any of their clothes. I just picked up the Henley shirt for Joe and he absolutely loves it. Cutz has totally revolutionized the traditional outdated t-shirt category. They make it easy to mix and match styles and colors, so he finds the perfect style all the time. Plus, their patented fabric won't shrink, pill, or fade over time in the wash. Make your next gift the best ever with Cutz Clothing. Get 15% off your order by going to cutzclothing.com/Melissa. That's CUTS clothing.com/Melissa for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. Speaking of podcasts, I know that you're doing one called The Diet Starts Tomorrow. First of all, my husband, I tease Joe every day because every Sunday, he's like, Monday, tomorrow, like tomorrow, 100% tomorrow. And he says it every single Sunday.
Never comes.
Yes. So talk to me about this. What is this all about?
Yeah. So, I host a podcast that it's been like 4 years now. The podcast called Diet Starts Tomorrow. And in the beginning, it started out to sort of explore wellness and how it kind of feels a little bit like bullshit on Instagram and all the diets and all of that. But now it's really turned into a wellness podcast talking about mental health, talking about how there's like real serious extremes in the wellness world and really finding the balance within that. And what does that mean? Like people are always promoting all of these different things. And as a regular person on Instagram, I feel like there's very little, it's hard to know what you should do. There's people promoting
There's so many
keto.
opinions.
There's so many opinions.
There's so many celebrity endorsers for everything where, I agree. You don't know.
It's hard to know what to do. What's considered healthy? What does healthy even mean? Like
there's the vegans, there's so much.
Right. So it's sort of, it's exploring that. And a lot, like when I started the podcast, like I was very much every person that we had on, I was like, oh, I'm going to try this diet. I'm going to try this diet. And since then I feel like I very much figured out my
happy medium.
Happy medium. But I've also since had a daughter, like I have a 5-month daughter.
Oh, so cute. Congratulations. What's her name?
Mila.
Love it.
And, thank you. And so like postpartum, like your life is just thrown upside down. And now I'm sort of exploring that. And I also have another podcast that we launched that I mentioned before, Betches Moms, that I also co-host. So full-time job.
Listen, I always say that means you're going to start and you just started the baby years, I call it. So it's, I had my babies at 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Like that's why I had little Joey at 30. So I remember the baby years, and that is a time in your life. I feel like you have a lot of extra time to like, just because you're home, but you overthink, you're questioning yourself, you're figuring yourself out, you're talking baby talk all day. Like, I feel like it's like a time in life, the baby years. And I feel like they last for probably like 10 years when you're in that zone and your body is making babies and you're home and you're eating too much because you're eating their leftovers that are just sitting there not 5 months yet, but wait till they're 3 and they ask you for mac and cheese and they don't finish it and it's sitting there. And then you want to I don't want to waste the mac and cheese. Right. I'm going to try to eat the rest of it. Like it's just a thing, the baby years. And you're figuring out some people don't have help or sitters or how do I get my nails done? How am I going to go to lunch with my girlfriend? It's like a time, right? Where it's like, you just need to figure it out. It's a lot. I feel like they were, you could fall, you have to really focus during the baby years because I feel like, people can get very depressed over that too, because your life just changes dramatically, quickly, and your body starts to change sometimes as well.
Exactly.
I mean, do you agree with this? You're going
100%. 100%. I mean, I have really good concealer on, but like my dark circles are
tired.
They go down to my nose. I'm so tired and but I'm sort of accepting that this is, like you're saying, this is a new phase of life.
Right.
And it's also going to go away, this phase. And so I'm trying to see it as, yes, this is challenging, but it's not that bad. Like, I have a beautiful baby and it's hard. But yeah, it's crazy to think about. That's like a phase of your life that when your kids are young, and then there's like this next phase when they're older, and then they start to like have opinions about you, and you're not this like amazing, like you're not the
star. Like Antonia used to look at me with like stars in her eyes. Like now she looks at me like, I'm like, are you good? Is your face okay? Like she looks at me like I'm crazy every time I speak. I mean, I could say nothing. I could just be like, oh, my phone rang. She's like, ugh.
How does that feel?
It feels horrible. I'm not going to lie. It's so frustrating, but I have to keep reminding myself that like I have a teenager and this is what they do. And I remember cringing if my mother would like sip the coffee next to me. Mm-hmm. Like I would hear like that and I'd be like, oh, why are you sipping coffee that way? Like I remember every little thing annoying me. So I'm like, all right, Melissa, just remember. And then I'm sure you could even remember this. Then when you turn like after college and you're like 21, 20, you start to like want them again. And you're like, wait a second. So I'm dating this boy and like, he's such an ass or like whatever it is. And then you start to want your mother again. So I'll just have to wait like another 5 years and then she'll want me.
Yeah. Because I think the kids, when they're like teens to within college, like you remember what it's like to think that you know everything and like your opinion is the best opinion. So if you think that your mom is annoying or your mom doesn't get it when really she gets more than you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So you just sort of like, oh, you're so not cool. Like I remember telling my mom, like, she should really try to shop at Abercrombie and Fitch, like thinking that was like like that's the thing that my mom would do, you know, like I was giving her fashion advice thinking, but I was such an asshole. Like I was like 14.
Okay. So this is okay. So we go through stages. You're going to see right now you're in the baby stage. Then there's going to be the little toddler thing happening where they make you laugh all day because they say the funniest, like so many funny things. And you can, you know, she's a little girl. You can put the biggest bow. You're a Long Island girl. Long Island and Jersey. I feel like even the moms,
we get it.
We're all the same. We're the same breed. You know what I found out recently? So I was in Manhattan and I was there for just like a weekend with my sisters. And I was like getting my hair done at one of the salons over there. And they were like, oh, like you don't want to go somewhere that's like bridge and tunnel. And I'm like, bridge and what? She's like, bridge and tunnel. So she's like, everyone from Jersey and like Long Island, we call that bridge and tunnel. And I was like, oh, so am I bridge and tunnel? She's like, kind of. Yeah. Because it's like the real Manhattan people are like the Manhattan people. They only go to certain spots. They don't go to like the trendy, like where the bridge and tunnel people go, if that makes any sense.
Yes. It's near the bridges and the tunnels.
Got it.
Because it's easy to just go home.
Go right back home. Is that how that goes? I was like, wait, I didn't know I was a bridge and tunnel. She's like, oh yeah, you guys, Long Island, Staten Island. I'm like, okay, got it. Like I learned something new that day.
Yeah, but if you've been going to the city forever, you're not necessarily like bridge and tunnel because you know.
I'm like, what? I work there every day. No, I'm not bridge and tunnel. I don't want to be bridge and tunnel. I am like, tell me where like the real New Yorkers go. That's where I belong. You know?
But like
I learned something new.
It's pretentious.
What about, so are you struggling? What do you feel about like moms in business then? So like now you're a new mom. Is the struggle real? Is it a lot different for you?
The struggle is very real. It is. I mean, it's nice. I'm going to say like the whole transition to remote work or we have a hybrid model. I think that is a saving grace for me because I don't know if I emotionally could just like go to work to an office every day. And I know that people have been doing it forever.
Right.
But I remember like when I was done with my maternity leave, I was like, I can't just leave. So it's nice that I can sort of still work from home. Not every day, but I have that transition. But the struggle is very real because now it's like the stakes are different. You know, I have this business, but it affects my daughter's future.
Right.
So that's just a whole nother level of risk and stakes, and every dollar that I make, like, oh, now I have to put into her college fund. And
yeah, it's definitely a lot of deeper thoughts and like, Shit gets real, Aleen. Shit gets real. That's what happens when you have a baby, right? Like everything just gets like insane. And I experienced that just when I opened Envy, like when I had my store, because I truly started, when I started with this platform, because I'm very big on like platforms and networking and using your platforms to create other platforms, which I feel like is what you've really done. You guys really have used one platform to expand, right? And make another platform and then learn where your audience is there and go a little bit further, which I think is what the world is about right now. And I think that's pretty genius, by the way. So congrats to you guys for all of that. But yeah, that's basically what happened to me with Envy. I was home with the little babies, I was home with them and I was like, I want more. I want to do more. Like I'm proud of Joe for everything he has, but how am I going to do this with little kids? And like, I need to be at the store. I need to, be in the showrooms. I need to be traveling. I need to do this stuff. And it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle, but I feel like there is hope. I feel like women are like definitely more understood now than ever before. And, it's just a huge transition for like new moms. And I know that you're definitely like hitting that little spot right now and going through that.
Definitely. Do you feel like when you started Envy, you had like Antonia in the back of your head, like she's watching me start a business. Like I want her to emulate that one day for herself.
Well, I feel like I truly was the one who was going to break the mold. So no one in my family had gone the route that I had yet. It's like, even with my sisters, my cousins, even Joe's family, like it was very odd for someone to be like, listen, I'm going to work, and I want to do this. And it's not going to just be my problem. It's going to be your problem also as to how I'm going to be out of the house all the time, because this child belongs to both of us, not just me. So the way you get to leave for work, I need to also. So let's together figure this out. Yeah. And that was a bold step for me, coming from my heritage and like where I come from, and just like the old school Italian and what my husband married and what I have become are two totally different human beings. And he says it all the time, like, this is not who he married. He married a girl who was graduating college to become a teacher. And, somehow
but has he changed?
Not much. I'm going to say not too much. He hasn't. I'm going to really give that to him. I'm going to be kind and say that, like, and I don't know if that's for the good or the bad, but I feel like he's definitely stayed the same as far as like his work was his work. He was always the one that was working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I was dealing with everything else in life. So, I think that no, I've changed and it's all for the good. And you have to kind of, it's different for you though, because you're doing this early on, right?
For sure.
So it was just a big change for me. So, I mean, just if I can give you any little piece of advice, I guess it's just like, do not stop for a new mom. Do not stop. Keep doing what you're doing. If you need to do it with the bouncy chair next to you and the pacifier, keep doing it, because when you stop and you throw in the towel and you look at this little beautiful baby that you die for, and you're like, oh, it's just too much with you two and like this whole thing, and like just keep pushing, because looking at Antonia the same way that you're probably looking at Mila, you want to make them proud. Eventually she's going to understand what you're doing and see like mommy's like a work, like she is like, she is a boss bitch. I mean, you want that.
The reason why I was always so ambitious in school and just like I really cared about being successful is because my parents were immigrants. They came from Soviet Union at the time, so Russia, and they came here really like with nothing. And my mom became an OBGYN. She's a doctor, and
that's amazing.
She wasn't around for a lot of it. And they had to overcome like so much. They had to learn English. It's like a lot. So that, remembering that even though she wasn't there for a lot of it, she's the reason why like I feel I am where I am today, because I had like this example of someone who works really, really hard, even though I wish she was available
around more,
but I get it.
But you respect her. You respect the game.
God. Totally.
See, and to be honest, this is probably why you are what you are. That's why you've created what you have. Science shows that mental health is just as important as physical health. Whether you're struggling with grief, relationships, or stress, or you're just having trouble sleeping or meeting goals, online therapy just might be for you. BetterHelp is secure online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with a licensed professional therapist. You can log on to your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists anytime. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. Visit betterhelp.com/Gorga and join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. Melissa Gorga on Display is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/Gorga. That's betterhelp.com/Gorga.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Dubrow, and do I have some exciting news for you? We are launching a variety of new episodes that are going to have amazing special guests, some of my close friends, and so much more. It's going to be really fun, and we're going to get to hear from fans, new friends, and get an inside look of my world. We're really excited for you to listen and join in for Heather Dubrow's World on Podcast One. Episodes drop on Thursdays and Fridays. Tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I mean, so tell me, speaking of working hard, what's next for Betches? What's next for you guys?
Oh boy. So like I said, we just launched a new podcast, Bad Vibes. Everybody go listen. It's so good. It's done by the creators, Talia Lickstein and Alexis Barber. They talk about all about like being Gen Z and TikTok and all of that. So it's really fun. But we have something big coming this year. I can't talk about what it is.
Not yet? Okay, no. Okay, fine.
But it's really, I'm so excited. I think everybody's going to love it. So we're focusing really hard on that. But we have so many sort of things going on. We have all of our brands. We have Betches Brides, like we saw about Bravo. We have The Bachelor. So we talk about Bachelor. By the way, we were talking about The Bachelor before anybody was commenting on The Bachelor. It was like back in 2013. And
now The Bachelor, whoever it is on the cover of every Us Weekly or People mag all the time.
We watched the show and we're like, this is an absurd show. Can we make fun of it? And we started making fun of it. And now it's like humongous. But I think that Bravo is now sort of like gone way above how the phenomenon of The Bachelor. I think people are obsessed with Bravo in that way that they used to be obsessed with The Bachelor. Do you agree?
I agree. Yes. And it just being in it, I see the plateaus and the different times of Bravo. I've seen it fall a little bit as well, where everybody was kind of getting like a little sour with it, but it's back up again at like, we're 100% up there. Bravo has taken over the whole Instagram atmosphere. It's like everything.
There's
basically.
So many fan
You
accounts.
can't turn on anything, like nothing without seeing something from Bravo.
Yeah. It's become its own world. It's amazing. But we have so many things going on. Everybody go follow our Instagram at Betches.
No, I'm going to start listening. I am. I love it. I love the diet one. I love the new one. I feel like my daughter would love to listen to that podcast as well.
Definitely.
What's the name of that one?
It's fun. It's called Bad Vibes. It's out already.
Super excited. Everyone make sure you guys listen to that. Okay. So before I let you go, I do a segment with everyone. It is called Grilled with Gorga. Okay. Super quick, rapid answers, rapid questions. You can just answer me. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your first celebrity crush.
Oh my God. Andy Samberg.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Your favorite 90s song? Well, I normally ask for 80s or 90s. I feel like you're more of a 90s girl.
90s song. Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh, hit me, baby. Somebody else just said that, by the way. I love it.
Iconic.
Okay. Yes. Biggest regret.
Biggest regret. Oh my God.
There's got to be something you regret in life.
Oh my God. I don't know. That's too hard.
No regrets.
You learn from all of your mistakes.
You do. So,
okay, fine. I know I have one. wearing so much bronzer in college and straightening my hair to the point where I burned it off.
You burned it, like all your little pieces were sticking out of your forehead
here, and it was like just completely just disgusting.
Because you grew up in the era of like
Jersey Shore.
The flat iron, like everybody just flat iron, poker straight, and ruin their hair. I know.
And I am a Jewish girl from Long Island with extremely curly hair.
I love it. Same Italian girl from Jersey with extremely curly hair. Somehow it's always straight though. Exactly. Give me the best decision you've ever made.
Starting my company.
Perfect answer. What is your pet peeve?
When people chew with like lip smack.
Oh my God. You know how many people say this? Everyone, it's a food thing.
It's a food thing. Or like when people are on Zoom and like I remove that one. Delete that.
No, I want now. No. What?
Okay,
what do they do on Zoom? I need to hear this.
Just like not paying, like just always
not paying
just
attention.
Looking down, or you can tell people are typing. I once had a meeting with like an external company, and you could tell they were like
you're talking away, and they're just like
they're and they're talking to each other, and I'm like, I hate that pettiness. I just hate it. Maybe sometimes I'll do it, but like I'm always being nice to what I'm saying, or I'm doing like work.
You're doing it in a nice way.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, I hate that.
Okay, that's fair. What is your worst date?
I have two. One, my grandma really wanted me to be with somebody Russian. So she found a friend that had like, she was like, I have this guy, you're going to go on a date. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. She's like, you're going to go on this blind date. And I'm like, okay. And the date wasn't so bad, but I never will do that again. He took me, I don't even remember, somewhere bridge and tunnel.
And some bridge and tunnel spot.
Another date was bad. It was right before I met my husband. I show up. I never told him what I did, but I showed up to the restaurant they were meeting at, and there was like a little card that said like Betch on it. And I was like, this is too much. I was like,
you're like, oh, he's like a fan. He was a fan.
I don't know. You looked me up. You probably thought you were doing something nice, but it was our first
too date. Extra. That was extra. It was too much.
It wasn't the worst date, but
I mean, nice. It was a nice gesture.
It was
but
a nice gesture.
It would be a little weird.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it yet, you know?
Yeah, weird. Okay. Your first concert you ever went to?
We just talked about this on another podcast I just did. I went to a Simple Plan Avril Lavigne concert.
Avril Lavigne
with Simple Plan. Do you remember
with
that?
Simple Plan? Yes.
You're like, I'm a dick. I'm addicted to you.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay. Tell us something about you that would surprise us that we don't know.
Oh my God. I said a lot of things.
You've probably said it all at this point in your life, but
this is the lamest thing I've ever can divulge, but I'll share it anyway. I played the saxophone until 12th grade of high school. My parents would not let me quit. So
you
I just
played the saxophone?
Yes. And I was pretty good. Like I was good. Like I first chair, everything.
Oh my God. That is hysterical. Okay. I love that. Okay. Let's see. Your favorite late night snack?
I love a Tate's cookie. Chocolate chip.
Aren't they from Long Island?
Yeah.
I heard the commercial once. Tate's from like the way to support the home team. What was your first job?
Betches. I had it was right out of college. I had like science research internships while I was in college. Like I was, playing with the tubes, but, my first real paying job was Betches.
Nice. And look at you. That's odd, right? Most people, their first job is not like what they're still doing. So that's like actually crazy. What is your favorite show that you're watching right now? Binge watching? Anything?
I'm binge watching Yellowstone. Have you heard people talk about that?
Yes, like everybody. And I'm super annoyed about it because even my girlfriend, who's one of my best friends, texts me. She's like, Yellowstone, 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 Yellowstone. So me and Joe go and put Yellowstone on, right?
It's
I put it on.
Into.
First episode, I'm just waiting because I'm like, Yellowstone, so everybody loves it. And I'm like, nope. I'm like, let me try one more. Next episode, I'm like, nope. So like, what am I missing? What am I missing? Because I know good shit. What am I missing?
Really nothing.
But why do you love it? Like,
because
what am I missing?
You keep watching it, you start to love the characters. And then you're like, you feel like you're
like, I love Kevin Costner. I do, but like, I don't
that much.
I know I do love it. I want to try again because there is no way, like me and my girlfriend have like the same tastes. So how could I not like it?
It's not really like that good. Like it's not my favorite show of all time is Succession. Have you watched that on HBO?
Yes. So I just started that as well. That's amazing.
I've rewatched every season several times.
So good. I just had dinner the other night with a short blonde. We were both at American Bar the other night together. We were talking. She's such a Bravo fan as well.
From Succession?
From Succession. Yeah, the one that she has like white a princess. She goes by Princess on Instagram. She's the girlfriend, short blonde hair. She's the girlfriend, I think.
Tall, really tall.
Yeah, skinny, tall.
Oh, yes. Yes. I
love
forgot
her.
She's in a lot of shows. Fun. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that was my Succession run-in. Okay. I always end with like, how do you treat yourself? So if the day was all about you, it's your best day ever. What do you do to treat yourself?
So nothing to do with like giving my kid aside, right? Like I'm just giving her a hug and a kiss. That's treating me right now. But treating myself, I would leave my house. Definitely leave my house. I would get a manicure, pedicure. Maybe I would get
like a true new mother.
Yeah. I would maybe get like a fun workout in. That is out of the house, that's the key here.
Speak to an adult.
And my food of choice would be sushi.
Nice. That sounds like a great day. And that sounds exactly like what a new mom would say. They want their day to be like hair, nails, like just get out of the house and have a workout without any worries.
Yes. Just not have to like worry about getting home or something like that.
I hear that. All right, Aleen, it has been so much fun talking to you. I'm actually so proud of you. I really am. What a great platform that you've created. And I'm so looking forward to everything that Betches has planned and that's coming up in the future. And I'm definitely going to keep an eye out, for all of your things. And I love Bravo by Betches and all their comments.
Do you want to come on our podcast?
I should. Yes.
Margaret was just on.
Was she?
Yeah, she's the last guest.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay. I didn't even know that, but yes, I love it. So keep it going. Everything you're doing, you're like an inspiration to a lot of people out there who wanted to create platforms like this. So you're doing it right.
Thank you so much, Melissa. This has been so fun. And
good.
I'm going to keep rooting for you on the show.
Yes. Keep rooting for me. Thank you. All right. It was good to talk to you. See you soon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.